How's it going? So, I don't know, League. So I played, what, like 4 games, and it took me 5 hours. I dodged 22 times. For 3 games, I had to dodge 22 times. So, I mean, like, your problem, you see, like, League, again, like, I made a lot of videos on this. It's like, you are not the problem where you're losing. It's the problem is, like, your teammates are just so obnoxiously useless. And, like, the only way to fix it is just to dodge. Like, there's, like, the only way to play it is just with your friends, I suppose, when you, like, there was a, I don't remember, I think somebody said it was, like, the only way to play is just to queue up as 5 people, and that's about it, because then... Because, I mean, look, this guy basically, Varvik, right? He very quickly realized he can't do anything versus Alawi, because Alawi is a counter pick. I'm not sure about if it's a counter pick or not, but I mean, in my opinion, Alawi level 6, you cannot out DPS her ult as Varvik. And you're gonna get chunked so hard if she ults, you're not gonna recover, because like Varvik, like, he needs melee range, and Alawi also is very, very strong into melee range champion, so she would be difficult to deal with, right? So I think he died twice. They killed twice Alawi with Shaco somehow, and then he just decided, I'm not gonna lane against Alawi, and he just decided to go and bot lane. He just started running around the map, honestly, just doing weird shit. And then pissed off this guy left the game, and then I had to... This was a 4v5 left, and I had to basically kill their entire team alone. Again. I was against Silas, so I mean, he didn't have a good time, but... You see, the problem is, like, it's the teammates that's the problem. That's the problem here. Like, I'm not afraid of the enemy, I'm just afraid that my teammates are so useless that I can't afford to take risks of playing into stuff like Darius or Trundle or Diana. Well, to some extent Diana you can, but I mean, I would love to play a balanced game where, like, in here, shitters are on both sides, but a lot of the times that, like, the problem, like, how to explain it? Well, let me just think about it. Yeah, so think about it this way. So this is your team, this is the enemy team, right? So you're smurfing or whatever, you're playing well, right? The game, like, first game you play, most of the time it's a win because you're just smashing. Now, here's what's gonna start to happen. The engagement optimized matchmaking system is gonna do this to you. It's gonna do like this. Right? Well, let's say we put I don't know how to say. Now, you're expected to lose this game, but because you are 10 out of 10, you can kind of smash them around, still. Okay? So then the engagement optimized matchmaking is gonna do that to you. Something like this. You still win. Right? Then it's gonna do something like this to you. You still win. Then it's gonna start doing something like this, Let's do 5. Then you still win, do you know what I mean? Then it starts doing this. Okay, you little shit. Right? Then you start dodging. Eventually the system kind of maybe resets a little bit, so you get something like this. You win, then it starts going again, stuff like that. But notice something. This changes, this keeps changing, but these dudes, this here, always stays the same. I mean, they were shitters. I'm playing against 2 emerald and 2 gold. But my team is like, on paper they are silver, but in gameplay they are basically this. And sometimes it gets even worse. Sometimes you get like something like this, right? You're playing against like this, and your team is like literally like this. And like, it's so so you see, the only way I can win this is if they have champions like Lux, Ash, let's say, I don't know, some kind of a Nami or some complete useless shit. Like Janna, I don't know, who would be like even more useless than Nami Janna? Well, Nami has bubble, okay. Somebody with just slow, I suppose. Lulu to some extent is kind of useless. These champs you have to play well. Jungle, I don't know, who's like the most useless jungle I can think of. Let me just see, because I have a the prodigy of uselessness. Let's say, yeah, Lux as support is completely useless, honestly. It's just completely dogshit champ. Let's say Ziggs in here, and then let's say, down here we have Ramus. Ramus is quite useless. And top lane, let's say we have Vlad. Like, that's, for me, I can win this. Like, even against this, I can win this, right? But the problem is, like, you win and then engagement optimized matchmaking. Aha! There you go. And, like, minus 10, because it's an AFK. Do you know what I mean? And you're just, like, you're consistently in this war against your own teammates. Like, you literally, you like, at this point, to me, this is, like, not that important. To me, it's just, like, how many shitters will I get on my team? And do you know what I'm saying? Like, and, like, the only reason why we won is because our champs are decent. Because, like, Warwick he's OP champion, right? Blitzcrank is an OP champion. Shaco is a shit champ, but they have this guy who's, I knew he's gonna be against me, so he's gonna feed. I know Leona is not. If the ADC sucks, Leona is not very useful. She does no damage, and I can cleanse her, right? I can cleanse all of her abilities, so she's not like Alistair who can knock you up, and that's a problem. Like, all of her abilities are stuns or slows, and cleanse just removes her from the game because she can't do anything. For 3 seconds she literally can't do anything to you. And then, like, Nocturne is not a problem again because I have cleanse. Whatever he can do, I can just right click him. And he's as a champion, he's so squishy. He really depends on that fear to do damage. If he can't fear you, like how he works, he engages you, he tries to fear you, most people run away, he gets like 2 or 3 hits, he stacks his lethal tempo, and then he, for 2.5 seconds you are just feared, and he just right clicks you to death. That's how he works. But if he can't fear you, he's like a shit version of Master Yi. He just omega shit version of Master Yi. You just right click him 3 times, he dies, that's it. And Alawi, I thought to myself, I doubt he's gonna be good. Because to pull off Alawi, she's good in lane, but I mean on macro level, to play her correctly, she's so immobile, so slow as a champion, and she requires specific setups to make use of her abilities. Do you know what I mean? Because these shitters, I know they're probably not gonna, like, to play Alawi correctly, you have to be like on Grandmaster probably level, possibly Challenger level, because it's kind of like a version of Nasus where your teammates has to play around you to make you effective. And these guys, I doubt will be do that, because they're gonna fight. They're gonna aram at mid. They're gonna fight everywhere, and Alawi needs her tentacle setup, right? So I was like, nah, I doubt she's gonna be effective, and her damage is very slow. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm gonna get fed. You know, she gonna ult. Even if the setup is correct, she's going to ult. I can still kill everyone in here. Like, I can kill this 3, no problem, even if she ults. And then I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to ult, and then I probably might be able to kill her or Leona. if worst case scenario, I will win on objectives. So, because you have to think about it, like Alawi and Leona, if I kill these three, kind of like I won the game, because I don't really need to kill these two. Because they can't really... They're just like a big minion, I suppose. They're not a big threat. They can't finish the game, they can't take objective, they can't capitalize on anything. They require a team. That's why I was saying that, you know, champions like Alawi, they're just completely useless champs, because you're just coin flipping. They're not carry champions at all. So, under these conditions, I thought, okay, I should play this. And of course, we have Blitzcrank and Warwick, so that was another good condition. It's like, it's a lot... I don't know, I think like one-on-one, if you think about utility from perspective of utility, like dopamine, amount of dopamine you're getting, I think one-on-one, playing just one-on-one and playing a couple of bot games per day is a lot better, because I mean it's so time consuming, you know, like for those like 3 games I played 5 hours. It's very, very expensive. Very, very expensive. I'm thinking, I'm still on the fence, maybe I might come up with some kind of method where you don't dodge, because the problem right now is dodging. Like most of the time you're dodging. And like it's... I'm running out of accounts to dodge basically on. Because I dodged so many times now. I have 20 accounts and I'm already on second rotation in some of them for dodging. But you see, like games like this, I mean, like this guy did nothing in the whole game. This guy, absolutely nothing. He's like, if you look at the damage dealt, he's like, I think he did 1,000 damage in the whole team fight, like in the whole game. So he did 1 Tryndamere auto in a whole game. But I have to say, like they are not really here to do damage. Like I will do all of that. The only thing I asked them to do is just to kind of like push lanes, and that's it. Just push the lanes. And this guy wasn't even doing that. He was just like stealing Warwick's farm. But to be fair, again, like the team Misfortune in here kind of pulled a little bit her weight. Her ults were very, very good. And Seraphine saved me a couple of times. But overall, I mean, I had to do everything in here. And this game, another game was this one here, is just absolutely legendary. So this was 4v5 as well. You can see that Vlad just left the game. He picked Vlad and he was doing no damage. I was actually wondering, like when I was watching the replay, I was like, why is Vlad not doing any damage? Like you can see that. One sec. I'll show you. Let me just load this game up. Yeah, so there's this game and he... Vlad AFKs from here, but I mean... Honestly, like Vlad is a champion. Not a good champion. At all. Like look at this. Like, look at this shit. You see, like he's just attacking Garen and Garen's like, what? Thanks for the massage, dude. You see, like there's no damage. Like it just doesn't even register. You see, like Garen actually healed because what's his name? The Vlad attacked him. But you see, like there's no damage registered. I don't know. This guy trolled. Maybe he thought that you can spin into turret, because honestly, when I played I think my third game with the Garen, I thought that you can damage the turret with this ability. I remember a long time ago I was like, oh my god, Garen's so OP. Can you imagine you can actually do damage? And so I never died like this, but I at some point thought as well you could do it. But and this guy leaves the game, I think, right? he is at this stage, right? Yeah, you see he just leaves the game. For the rest of the game he was just there. But that's just like literally like no damage whatsoever. And I find like I tried Vlad myself against bots a couple of times and I was like, damn, that champ, that just literally doesn't do any damage. I tried 2 versions of him. I tried AP Vlad and I tried the Grasp Vlad, because he has this passive where if you get more health, you get more ability power. But I mean, damn, his scaling is just so bad. I mean, his damage is just ridiculously bad. I mean, the only thing good about him is that he, like, if he ults well, you get 10% damage increase for your entire team. But I mean, I'd rather have Karthus, who just ults for like 600 like HP per person with his ult, you know, rather than Vlad, who gives you like just 10% bonus damage. And how long does that even last? For 4 seconds? Nah, this champ is completely dog shit. It's just, this champ is ridiculous. But you see, like, at some point in time, that's what I was saying, is that, like, at some point in time, you get teammates that are literally 0 on your team. Like, this guy is 0. He's not doing, like, he can't even push lanes. He can't even protect his turret. I understand that, yeah, Garen is an OP champion, but I mean, why is this guy playing this Vladimir? You know what I mean? Just pick something useful, like Varvik, or Garen, or Darius, or something that is useful. I mean, this... But to be fair, I mean, this is normal game, but I mean... The problem is, like League, to some extent, I can say is... I don't know, the whole community is like, oh, you know, if you're good enough, you can win with any champion. I think it might be a community blame to some extent, because they make you believe that all champions in this game are balanced and that, you know, there is no superior champion. I mean, dude, that's not true at all. You can't carry with Vlad, he's just a shit champion. Like, Garen is OP, like, he's a good champ, but, like, you can't even carry with Garen, you know, to some extent. To some extent you can, but I mean, he's not Tryndamere. Tryndamere can 1v5. Garen, I don't think he can 1v5. And then at this stage, I just have to basically murder everyone. Alone. Again. I basically took everything. Like, literally everything. Every single dragon, every single baron. Yeah, their Yuumi wasn't very good. He ulted multiple times like this. And that's actually, in my opinion, if Yuumi was a little bit better, I don't think I would have won the game, because the Jinx and Yuumi were my biggest problem. I couldn't care less about the rest of the team. Is just a Jinx. The moment where they lost is, I think, Jinx overextended. So here I don't give a shit. I kind of trolled him here. We won basically in here, where I think Jinx overextended in here. Yeah. Let's see with their vision. Yeah, you see, they don't see me. That's the problem. They're too afraid to work, so I could have just... you see, they just don't see me. They're trying to take this turret, but they don't know where I am, and they're too afraid to work. So I was able to capitalize on this. And I had red... I'm telling you, red buff is the most OP thing in this game. It's stronger than Baron buff. Like, if you are carrying, always take a bar. So you see in here she overextended, and that's it. Like, I have my cleans, I think, in here. No, I don't actually. But she was close enough that I don't really need it cleans. So I can get on top of her because I have red buff. You see, because and this was just like, I mean, this is and just finish the game, basically. Yeah, that was it, basically. Game over. Game over. And like, cause I know what people are gonna say. People are gonna be like, "Oh, you're playing against noobs, blah blah blah." Man, I would love to play not against noobs, but the problem is these guys, this side here, these boxes. You see these boxes here, which is called my teammates, are not getting better. This blue thing is here. They do not get better. This gets better, but this does not. And I can't 4v5 every single game against good players. So you see, I have to fish for opportunities where I can solo win the game, because these boxes are just not gonna get better. I know that for a fact. That's just because I played so many games in my lifetime. I mean, normal, I experimented, I did analysis of games. I mean, they just don't get better, and that's it. And until you kind of you lose a couple of games, I don't know, you lose because people think this is what people think League is like this. So this is what people think League of Legends is like this. When you win in here, let's say, let's just put a box in here. That's basically you. When you win in here, you go to here. And then when you win in here, you get to here. When you win in here, you get to here. Now, on paper, it looks as if it's like this. But you have to understand that when you win in here, right? When you win in here, you do not get... Well, how to explain it? You get placed in here, and before your team gets to... You have to understand that, like, your enemy team... Well, think about how to say... Okay, I'll explain it maybe like this. That's you. That's your team. Whoops. What did I do? Yeah. And that's enemy team. So this is what happens. When you win in here, you get here. But your team, I'll put it as poop, because that's what they are. That's what happens. Roughly, that's what happens. And that's the enemy team. Enemy team is going to be red. Okay? When you win in here, this is what happens. When you win again, this is what happens. You win again, this is what happens. And this gets freaking in here. Then you win again, what happens is engagement optimized matchmaking. It's this guy smurfing. Do you understand? And you keep moving, and your teammates, your position keeps moving. But these shitters are like, if your performance slightly declines, it might move it like this. But overall, it's gonna be just moving this like this all the time. As you move forward. Do you understand? And these guys are gonna be like, oh, maybe someday. You'll be like freaking in here. This thing is gonna be like here, and these guys are gonna be like this. Do you understand? And as you start losing, what the system is going to do is going to start moving this like closer to you, right? Or moving this a little bit lower. And then eventually what happens is you reach your what's called your elo. That's where you belong. But for that to happen, you have to play like, I don't know, like somebody quoted, I think it was 500 games or something like this, right? And that is like ridiculously. It means the system is just way too inefficient. Way too inefficient. And that's the problem, because it's engagement optimized matchmaking. realistically, like if this was StarCraft, this would be what would be happening. If you like win, you go here, you win, you go here, you win, you go here. So you see all the blocks are moving at the same time, as opposed to having this shit where your team is dog shit, but you and the, like, do you see what I'm saying? Is that all you're doing is just increasing the difficulty of the enemy team, but your team is still shit. And for you to move this to here, you gotta lose, and I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose. And the people will be like, well, that's just the way the game is. Well then, F off. You know what I'm saying? Let's play one-on-one. I'll see what your rank is worth then. And another thing is that this rank doesn't matter, because a lot of this shit in here is artificial, because there are champions that boost your elo. Right? So, I mean, like, at the end of the day, like, let's say somebody's playing Singed, I mean. Singed can just sit under turret, get his levels, and then he's OP. He's already super effective in teamfights. And then you can coin flip, but then we're getting into a different theory. But overall, the problem is, I'm having with League of Legends, that's my fundamental beef with League, is that as you climb higher, your teammates stay the same, but the enemy gets stronger. And it requires more and more skill to overcome this deficit, you know? Which is where I just say, like, screw this engagement optimized match, just put it as, like, proper system where there are tiers. But honestly, I'm starting to think that 50% of the problem is, like, engagement optimized matchmaking, because for sure there is winners and losers queue. But another problem is just players are just in League, because the system that they're using is not designed for variety. Like, if you think about it, they're using ELO system, which is matchmaking algorithm, right? So let's say ELO system, right? ELO system is designed for chess, only chess. But in League, you have multiple games inside of the same game, because you have to think about it, right? If a person is playing ADC and he is Diamond, he picks top laner. Although by ELO he's Diamond, his skill is not gonna be Diamond. He's just gonna get pooped on. And especially if he's playing some kind of, I don't know, let's say he's playing Twitch ADC, right? And he picks up something like Riven, and he first times Riven in a Diamond game, he's gonna Omega feed. Especially against, like, very competent, like, top laners, like Tryndamere players, for example, or I don't know who's Riven, like Fiora is another one. They will just not let her play. Darius would be a nightmare for her. So you see, like, this randomness was created by the player. And when I look at the drafts, honestly, that's another thing that tilts the shit out of me. When I look at the players, like the stuff they're picking is just... One thing, the stuff they're picking, another thing is just, like, I don't understand how can they have such low KDAs. I just don't understand it. Because when I play something, I play Mundo, I usually get a feel for the champion first. I play, like, both games, you know. And I play champs that are legitimately OP. I would not pick something like... what do you call it? It's like, what's her name? The lady with the... we just saw her. What's her name? This one here. Yeah, Kindred. I mean, like that champ is just questionable usefulness in that champion. As opposed to something like, let's say, Zac. Zac is for sure useful. Karthus is another one. I mean, he's just, like, no matter what, you're always useful. Twitch is another one. Alistair is another one. So why would you pick like Camille over Alistair, for example, into support? I mean, I see some players that are picking Camille nowadays. I mean, why is Camille better than Alistair? What does she accomplish that Alistair does not? Or Nautilus is even better. If you look like hard engaged champ, I mean, why is Nautilus bad? And again, you see, like, the more games you play, the higher the chance that you're gonna get Camille on your team, and you're gonna get like Nautilus Draven on the enemy team. So it's very hard to win against that shit. Oh my god. Anyway, I don't know. I'm still thinking. I'm thinking maybe I should work on a different strategy. Because the problem I'm having right now is I'm dodging too many games. I might just create a strategy where I win 75% of games and I don't have to dodge that much. I'll be happy enough with 75% where I can, I don't know, play 4 games and win 3 out of 4 just with a split pushing strategy. And I'll be okay with that. Because right now, I mean, you're talking 2 hours per game, because we have to factor in also that I have to do VOD review. VOD review takes, I'm averaging 13 minutes, 13 and a half minutes. And every game is about 26 minutes. So you see, like, and lobby is about 5 minutes as well. So if you factor in, like, okay, lobby and the game is 30 minutes, plus 13 and a half for VOD review, which is another, what is it, like 44 minutes, 45 minutes per game, but the rest of the time you're just dodging. So if you can eliminate this waste of dodging, I mean, the best way to do it is to just premiate, but I mean, not a lot of people want to play. I played like premiates. That's one of the things I stopped doing premiates, is because once you get to like 4 wins, people just on your team just start trolling. I don't understand why people are so, how to say, allergic to winning. I don't understand why they're allergic to winning, because it's like, I was playing like 2v2, we were talking about with this Chinese guy. He was a medical doctor, I think, in college, and we won like 7 games in a row. I was playing Tryndamere 2v2, and he just was like, "Are you having fun in here?" It's like, I was like, "Yeah, I like winning, you know." But he's like, "Yeah, but I want to use our champions as well." But I was like, "Dude, but we're winning, you know. Why would you not pick Ryze? Why would you not, for example, main Ryze and become so good with him that you win every single game?" And I don't know, people just can't do that for some reason. But like this problem of sticking to one thing is just with humans overall. I noticed they just struggle with it for some reason. I don't know why. It's good for capitalism, but again, you see, I blame capitalism for a lot of problems with humanity overall, because for capitalism to work, you have to kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, but you have to turn a human into a degenerate to some extent for capitalism to be effective, to this 2-class system to work long term. And you have to think like in terms of capitalism, you want to have high profits. And to have high profits, you want to have low costs, right? And one of the best product you can sell would be like NFT, right? And so you need society to be so stupid to buy an NFT that you have to create some kind of pressure to dumb them down. Because over time, you have to understand, if you let the system loose, like in a free market economy, the forces will eventually take its hold, which is gonna dumb down the people inside of it. So you're gonna have like the upper class, and then you have the working class, who are just extremely degenerate, and they just like buy anything as long as you tell them to do it, and that's it. As long as like whatever, anything that appeals to their emotions, right? So to some extent, this things like being disciplined, doing research, like studying, are not very good to create an ultimate consumer to some extent. See what I'm saying? So things like somebody who is very proficient with one champion, like he plays only Riven, is not good for business. It's just not good for business. So that's why you see this shit is being encouraged. To some extent, that's what I'm saying, is that this capitalism system is like, I don't know, it's like, I have doubts about it in the long term. But at the end of the day, we don't have an alternative system at all. The only alternative system we have is regulated capitalism with socialism, which is which is Ireland is running it, and Nordic countries like are also running it. I'd say Europe overall is just running it, but again, capitalism is still very very strong. But you need more regulation in it because otherwise you're gonna have this TikTok society, you know. Oi 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 oi. But that's my rant for the day. Take care. Bye bye.